Well, you're all settled on your ship and you're sitting outside in the beautiful sun looking at that water and you think, man, I am thirsty, but the drinks are so much and I don't drink enough to warrant buying a package. Stay tuned. I've got some hints, 14 ways to get free drinks. Hi, Grandma Bev here from Life with Grandma Bev, and welcome back to my series on cruise tips. Yay! Well, today we're going to cover 14 ways to get free or cheaper drinks on your cruise. Now, I know you've been all waiting for that. Whew. Out of breath. Now, if you're wondering where I get my experience from, go back to the first video and I talk about my cruising experience and what my background is. So you don't think I'm just some yoo-hoo that just decided to do this. I do have some experience, especially when you get to this age. All right, we'll get started on this. So let's see. The prices are anything but cheap on the cruise ship. So depending on how much you like to drink every day. I know there are cruise packages now, or cruise drink packages. You got to figure out how many drinks do you really think you'd have per day, and is it worth it to buy the drink package? Because you'd have to have one for each person in the cabin. Now for us, we know that when we're like in Europe, we're going to be getting off that ship a lot and probably being gone all day. So it doesn't warrant having a drink package. Now, we went to the Caribbean, we did have one because we knew we'd be spending a lot of, we had several days at sea. One port had been canceled. So it made sense. And we did make use of it. So it says here, number 1, loyalty pays in booze. Cruise lines can be generous with their past passengers. As you sail, like more often with each cruise line, you get certain things, like, for example, after so many days at sea, like if you've had a lot of days at sea, you'll get 25% off minibar purchases and drinks. They'll have those with 200 plus days under their belts, like we all have that, Anyway, you'll notice that each cruise line has their own loyalty status that you can reach depending on how often you've sailed with them. So a lot of times they'll have separate lounges. Like with Princess, we're at a particular level where every evening they have like a happy hour where you can go up in this one room. It's only for people who have that color card, key card, or whatever they're using now. And they have hors d'oeuvres. It's always like a different type from a different place. And you can order your drinks. They have cheaper drinks. Sometimes they have free ones. So, sometimes the highest tier loyalty members receive complimentary drink vouchers each night in lieu of the happy hour. Some ships you go on and depending on, because there's different grades of cruise ships too. There may be what do you call them, a champagne in your cabin. You never know. Take advantage of some of those things. Attend a party. Now, they always have captain's parties, and usually at those, when you walk in, they'll hand you a little glass of champagne. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. So if there's any other parties, like I know on, excuse me, talking about drinks gets thirsty. There are some sites online, I'll use Cruise Critic, for example, where you can join the roll call for your particular ship. And some groups of people on there decide they want to have a meet and greet party. We did that one year. And when you get on the ship, you go up to a particular area of one of the lounges, and they have free drinks for you. Where you can meet other people that maybe you've been conversing with while you've been preparing for your cruise. Be nice to the bartender. It pays. My last cruise, we always sat in the same place with the same cute little bartender. Well, actually, there were 3 of them. And they greet you when you come in, well, why, Mrs. King, and they automatically bring the drink, that they want. Sometimes they bring an extra one. It pays. Check out an art auction. Now, we don't do that because we feel like they're free to go to, and you can get free booze and stuff. So if you don't mind sitting there for a while and and listening to them talking about the different not photos, but artwork while they're auctioning them, you can get some free booze there. Look for 2-for-1s. There'll be happy hour discounted times, 2-for-1 drinks or a drink of the day that will give you a break on your spending. And like Oceana has nightly happy hours with 2-for-1 specials at 5 p.m. and again at 10:30 in select bars. Princess and Holland America tend to have a BOGO specials at certain times. So always make sure you read the daily newsletter, and you might pick up on different times where there's drinks included, Sit down at the game tables. Now, like any casino, if you go sit and you're there regularly, they don't come offer you drinks. Get your free drinks, go in with your $20 worth of quarters and just take your time, Use a travel agent who loves you, yes. If you have an agent, when I sold cruises, I always had something in the cabin for them when they'd get there, either flowers or if they didn't drink, or champagne or something, a bottle of wine. So if the agent's really familiar with you, you may get some little freebies. Opt for in-cabin bottle service. Yeah, you can order different bottles of booze and maybe have 7-Up or Sprite or some of the things, you can have them have them in cabin bottle service where you can mix your own drinks. I know it would have been easy, like when we used to do Caribbean all the time, to buy a bottle of rum on the ship. And a lot of times, though, they won't let you take it back to your cabin, but you got to make sure first. And, go get a Coke, put some rum in it, But make sure you're doing what's allowed. Sometimes you can give yourself the gift of liquor. You can go online, and this depends on the rules for particular cruise lines, where you want to give yourself a gift when you come in your cabin. You've already got these prepaid bottles of some sort of alcohol that you can drink. And then, of course, they mentioned consider all-you-can-drink package. I covered that already. And then you can upgrade to luxury, which means go on a higher costing ship. You can go on Carnival and you're going to pay for every little thing because they're a lot cheaper. Go on upscale lines like Seabourn and Silversea, and all the alcoholic drinks are included. Sometimes, depending on the ship, your beer and wine are included at dinners. So, it just depends on what you want. River cruise, like with the river cruise we're taking, it's going to have free beer and wine. So make sure you always read up their newsletters of the day to see what's going on, where there'll be free booze. It sounds like we're all alcoholics, but you kind of associate vacation and cruising and traveling with having a little bit of drinking and have a little bit of fun. Just don't overdo it. Okay, then this last one, it's liquid courage. While we can't condone alcohol smuggling, mainstream megaships are nearly unanimous in their restrictive policies. Many of you offered various means of subterfuge. But be warned, cruise lines have gotten savvy to smuggling tricks and have tightened rules for bringing any beverages on board. Carnival, for example, no longer allows passengers to bring on board non-alcoholic beverages in bottles, often used to hide clear booze like vodka. So don't think that I'm going to carry my water bottle with me and you have it full of vodka. That they're not wise to that stuff. odds are you've already drank some of it and you can smell it on you. Not vodka as much though, but oops, I shouldn't say things like that. Oh, let's see. Also things requiring water, soda, juice, and tea to be brought on board in unopened cans. You can bring some of those, but like I say, always check with your cruise line. Norwegian prohibits passengers from bringing on board any drinks other than a limited amount of wine, which is then charged a fee to you. Take the cork off. So, yeah, there are ways, but you got to stay within the rules. They're there for a reason, because maybe some other idiots overdid it and ruined it for everybody else. What can I say? There's a lot of them around. So always read up. And you know what we do too? Make use of YouTube. Before we even book a cruise, if we're thinking a particular itinerary or ship, particularly shipping, we're talking ship right now, we watch videos on those ships. You can learn a lot from that. Just pull up the ship, especially when you're thinking of cruising on, to see if they mention what's allowed, what isn't allowed. So always read up. You can always find things online to read up on. Please do it. So I hope you've enjoyed this, what do you call it, this session. Please comment below, share, like, and subscribe. And I hope I've helped all of you out somehow. I love you all. Bye.